And joining us on the line, it is great to be chatting to him. G'day, Tony. Tony Smith, how are you today?
I'm excellent, Clayton. Yourself?
Doing really good, mate. Doing really good. It's been, I guess, a while since we've heard from you. You've been doing other things, but I noticed you had a pretty good run at the Tamworth Awards this year. You picked up a couple of gongs.
I did virtually, so all done over Facebook. But yeah, I did. I won Most Promising New Talent in the People's Choice Awards, and I also won Bluegrass Song of the Year with Dirt Kids at the Tamworth Songwriters Association Songwriter Salute Awards. So it was fantastic. It was awesome.
Excellent. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. So how does the family think? The kid's looking up to you going, gee, Dad's all right. We love his music now.
Yeah, true. I've inspired the kids a little bit. One's a muso. He's got his own band down in Melbourne, and all the kids are pretty artistic. So it's been inspirational over the years, I guess.
Well, Tony, tell us your story. So how did you get to this point to be winning these awards and releasing your current album, which is called Stir the Embers, and we'll talk about more about that and the music on it in a sec. But so what's been your journey? Because I can tell in the voice that you've been around the block or two.
Yeah, well, it's the overnight success story, of course. But, we've been doing music. I think the first album was Darling Riverman back in 1996, and we went to Tamworth on that one and had a little bit of success there, and went back the next year, and we were a little bit known around the area then. And during that time, my wife was 9 months pregnant, and we were busking in the street, and she woke up one morning and said, something's not right, I'm going to head down to the hospital. So she went down to Tamworth Hospital, and we found out that Kelsey, who was our third child, had passed away. So we had to fly home mid Tamworth Festival, and he was stillborn back at Mildura Base Hospital. And then about 4 months after that, I got cancer, and I just I didn't feel bulletproof anymore, and I just retreated back to I've got to keep myself safe, bring up the family, get everyone through school, get the kids on track with their lives, and pretty much that was it for about 20 years. And I went into the mining industry, and I always had the guitar with me wherever I went, so I was always, playing around the campfire, playing around the bar area and that sort of stuff, writing songs, but never really got back into it until last year when we released the first song, which was Dance On. And from there, we've released 4 up until now off the Stir the Embers album, and I've had really great success. All the 4 songs have made the top 20 of the country singles charts. Two have made the top 10, one at number 2 and one's at currently number 3. Yeah. So it's just been a fantastic ride, and two awards at Tamworth as well. So it seems like overnight success, but it's been a lot of years in the making.
It's funny about that, isn't it? Everyone thinks about these overnight success, but they don't realise about the 20 years that you've had to put into it. So
that's right.
And wow, that's an amazing story, and just you had to put it all one side just to get the family sorted and get things going. That's amazing stuff. So I can understand, when you say about it being an overnight success and the work you put into it, and why it does now mean so much to you, and it's become very special. I understand why those awards mean a lot to you now as well. That's
right, and it's one of those things you do put things aside, but you never lose the inspiration to write songs or play your music around a campfire. And we had the opportunity. We took over the Willow Bend Caravan Park in Wentworth about 3.5 years ago now, and decided we'd do some music in the camp kitchen weekly. And just the reaction and the response from people as to, why aren't your songs on the radio? Why aren't we hearing you out there? So, and the kids had grown up at that stage, and they said, Dad, you've got to get back to your music. So pretty much that was the inspiration to get back to it. So now we've hit the ground, and we're going to keep running with it.
So does that mean you're going to be doing a caravan park tour around the country? And
well, it's not out of the question. We've made a lot of contacts over the last 3.5 years with the caravan park industry and people touring around. So maybe a tag-along tour or something like that, or we'll go and do all the smaller towns and caravan parks and halls that don't get a lot of music to town, sort of thing would be the great thing, I reckon.
Yeah, well, it just, to me, it kind of seems like the no-brainer idea right in front of you. So it could be the tour to do, and you can get to see some of the country as well.
That's exactly what we want to do. So, I've worked around Australia extensively over the, my working career, but it's always been work. I haven't had the time to stop and have a look at the surrounding areas, being fly in, fly out, or driving a truck or shearing, so it's always been work and come home. But we're looking forward to getting out there and actually seeing the big wide brown land, so can't wait to do that.
So your current album, it's out at the moment, that you released a little while back. It's called Stir the Embers. I love the cover photo, just looking at you poking the embers of a fire, and it's a bit of a cool day here at the moment. And I tell you what, just looking at the photo, I'm feeling warm straight away.
Yeah, that's right. It's and sitting around the campfires. So many people in this country do it. Camping or in their backyard. And you can just look into the embers, and you don't have to talk about anything. You're hypnotised by the fire. So. One of the tracks on the album, Fire Gaze, is about that, dreaming, about looking into the fire and dreaming of better things. But it's, the fire was at the back of the house, and my son Darcy was a photographer, and I said, come down and get a photo of this, Darcy. It's going to be the album cover. So we did that. And there it is. Brilliant
album cover. It really, I'm hypnotised looking at it. So at the moment, because it's right off your website, right in front of me, tonysmithmusic.com.au is the plug for that. And I'm just, you mentioned the song Fire Gazes, and I'm just sort of wondering, because I've had this happen to me where I've been sort of listening to music, staring at the fires, the open fire there, and then someone says something to you, and you just sort of go, what? And you totally drift away. You don't know where you've gone. So I'm just wondering, have you been playing a song just sort of noodling away yourself, and then someone says to you, play that again, and you're wondering, what did I do? How do I play what? Has that ever happened to you?
That's right. Well, men have got this capability to go into the nothing box in their head, which apparently women don't have a nothing box, but men can be in the nothing box, thinking about nothing at all, just looking at the flames. So yeah, definitely, you could be singing a song, and someone goes, "Can you do that again?" You go, "Well, I wasn't sure exactly what song that was. I was singing it. I was so far away in the other world." But yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Well, when you were doing all these other jobs in the last 20 years, you said working in the mines and shearing and that, did you pick up ideas? You must have picked up ideas for songs from the characters that you've met. So are they in your songs at the moment, or are they going to be in future ones?
Oh, look, yeah, for sure. Yep. All the songs that I've written are from life experience or someone that I've met, or, love and loss, if you know what I mean. Yep. So I've got lots of people to meet yet, and I've got song ideas on the boil, if you know what I mean, that I haven't started yet. And but definitely inspiration comes from the people that I meet and the jobs that I do. So I've got probably another 2 albums of songs that I haven't recorded yet to get out there, so we're looking forward to getting back in the studio and doing that as well.
Well, the current song that we're going to be hearing shortly, Hit It on the Run, and it's about, long-distance relationships inspired by when you were working in the mines.
That's right, yeah. Well, I was on a roster over in Western Australia. It was 4 weeks on, 1 week off, so I had been shearing before that, which was away for a week and then back on the weekend, but to go away for a month, it was pretty tough on the family, so while I was over there, I realised that there's a whole workforce of people that go away from home to make a living to get their families where they need to be, and you hope that you go away and you do the work, and the family's going to be there when you get home, or the girlfriend or the boyfriend or whoever you're leaving behind, sort of thing. So it's about that, hitting life on the run, making the best of what you've got, and doing the best you can with it, but always knowing the love of your life's going to be there when you get back home.
Yes, it's so important knowing that they're there, and you worry for them, and they're worrying for you, but you cannot wait for it to get back together. And 4 weeks on, 1 week off. Wow, that would have been tough.
It's it's a tough roster, and a lot of families don't last through it. The percentage of families that the people have gone to the mining industry, making the big money, and they bought the big toys and got the mortgages, so you have to go back to work every week. There's no, I'm not going to go this week, I miss the family too much. I've got to go, or we don't keep all this stuff, and sometimes you keep the toys and lose the family.
Yes, it can be very tough. I've got a cousin and her husband. He works away in the mines, and he's been doing it, and he's not on that particular roster. He's on a different one. I think he's on, it's 14 on and then 10 off. And that's and so he's on that sort of roster, and the worst thing they've found is that when he gets back, because he lets the kids get away with everything, and then so for that 10 days, and then when he goes away, my cousin says, then I've got to retrain the kids, and she's just got them back to where they are, and he's back, and so
and it can be a lot like that. You're disjointed, with what happens at home. So whenever I came home, I used to go and do all the school run, all the sports runs, all that sort of stuff. So I took over all the stuff that Anna, my wife, was doing while I was away. So there was no letting them run rampant sort of thing. You had to jump into the lifestyle that they were living at home sort of thing, and do that for the week you were home. So there was no, spoiling them, I guess. It was just jump into the lifestyle, and then when you go back to work, you're out of it, and you know what she's doing while you're away.
Tony, how's the album been going? It's called Stir the Embers. Has it been doing rather well for you? I imagine it must be doing all right.
Yeah, it has really. Yeah, I think in the first week that it was released, it had about 6,000 streams on Spotify. So I had a lot of people listening to it, and some songs in particular on the album are getting some good listens. So and getting some great reviews back from radio stations that have the album and they're playing songs off it. So it's doing really well for me. So I'm so happy to have it out there after all these years of writing the songs and sort of singing them to myself. So it's and with the chart success, that sort of says a bit about the album as well. Having 4 releases go into the top 20 on the charts. So it's been very successful for me.
Who's your favourite Aussie country artist?
Well, over the years, my favourite Aussie country artist has been John Williamson. He was a big influence on my music. When I left school, I related to every song on Mallee Boy and went to about 5 or 6 concerts of John's as he used to come to Wentworth or Mildura. So, but there's a lot of great other artists out there. At the moment, Steve Waugh and Dirty River, that sort of stuff. Really enjoying Steve Waugh's stuff. And Warrigal Police, is one of the songs I think that he's got there. So having a bit of listen through and listen to the other songwriters and what they're putting out there at the moment too. So there's some great Aussie artists out there at the moment.
Do you agonise over your songs a wee bit too much at times?
Do I agonise over them?
Yeah.
Probably not enough.
Okay.
I don't rewrite anything once it's written. Once I write it down, I tweak it and if I'm happy with it, then I'll sing it that way. And sometimes I'll even listen to a song. It might be a month or two after I've listened to it 10 times, and I go, "Oh, that's what I meant by that." That line in there actually means this to me. Where it might have just flowed out in the poetry of the song at the time, you might have just written it down because it sounded good, but you actually can find a meaning in it later. But agonising over some, if I'm writing a song and I can't finish it, I don't agonise over it. I just leave it and get back to it. Could be 6 months, could be 2 years later. So
okay. I know many of that I've spoken to that they just agonise. They need to get it out of them. So it's good for you to do that.
My agony was not recording them because I had so many songs that I'd written that I was like a rainwater tank without a spout. I'd filled up, and I needed to get that overflow happening out to the radio world so I could make some room for some more songs. So that was my agony.
I can understand that as well. Well, Tony, your current album, it's out at the moment, it's called Stir the Embers. We can get it from your website and streaming services and that as well. Your website, tonysmithmusic.com.au. I'm sure you're going to have details on there soon about some touring, and we'll keep an eye on the local caravan park for when you visit us. We've got your current single here ready to go from the album. This is the 4th single too, folks, the 4th single, and it's doing really well. Tony, thank you so much for spending time with us today on Flow, and we look forward to catching up with you one day soon in the future. If you could please introduce your track for us.
Thanks, Clayton. It's been a pleasure, and I appreciate your time. I'm Tony Smith, and this is my new single, Hit It On The Run.
See the buckle on the belt of that rough rider, wasn't won at any country rodeo. It was given by a girl with love inside her, a love some men will never know. He was headed for a camp down on the border when she gave it to him 3 long years ago. On the buckle was a love note to the rider, I'll always love you, boy, See the tattoo on the arm of that coal miner, that's a picture of the girl he left behind. But he knows that someday he'll go back and find her when he's finished in the mine. And she'll be waiting when he comes around that corner. Down in Finley Street the doors are open wide. People say the chasing dreams they know won't happen, but true love is on their side. Yeah, you know true love is on their side. And if it's not worth waiting for, it's not worth having. Chance worth taking is a chance worth grabbing. Life can slip away when all is said and done. Why not hit it on the run? See the writing on the rig of that truck driver. That's the names of all his family back at home. 2 young daughters and a wife that he would die for, but he never feels alone. And down the white lines of this nation he will travel, while at home they pray that he will only keep on his highway made of bitumen or gravel, safe and sound from sleep to sleep. Yeah, safe and sound from sleep to sleep. And if it's not worth working for, it's not worth having. Chance worth taking is a chance worth grabbing. Life can slip away when all is said and done. Why not hit it on the run? Not worth working for, it's not worth having. Chance worth taking is a chance worth grabbing. Life can slip away when all is said and done. Why not hit it on the run? Why not hit it on the run?